Hey, Bears fans! We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. There's been a lot of buzz coming out of Chicago lately, and not the kind that Bears fans were hoping for. Whispers started swirling earlier this week when head coach Ben Johnson, the man tapped to help resurrect the franchise alongside rookie QB Caleb Williams, reportedly voiced his shock at something no one expected, according to sources close to the situation. Johnson was taken aback not by an injury, not by a scandal, but by what he allegedly described as the surprisingly low technical level of Rome Odunze, the prized rookie wide receiver out of Washington. This comment, if true, has sent shockwaves through the Bears fan base, especially considering Odunze was selected 9th overall in the 2020 NFL Draft and was widely viewed as one of the most polished wideouts in his class. Could it be that the Bears didn't get the immediate superstar they were hoping for now? It's important to keep in mind that these are just whispers, backdoor conversations, unconfirmed sentiments being passed from insider to insider. But where there's smoke in the NFL, there's often fire. Ben Johnson, known for his sharp offensive mind and no-nonsense coaching approach, reportedly expressed frustration during a closed-door meeting with members of the coaching staff. It wasn't so much Odunze's physical tools, those were never in question, but rather his understanding of the playbook, his route discipline, and what one source called a noticeable hesitation in competitive drills. If Johnson indeed made those remarks, that could be a huge red flag this early in training camp, especially with a rookie quarterback looking to build chemistry with his primary targets. Let's take a step back and remember the expectations surrounding Rome Odunze. Coming out of Washington, he was touted as one of the most refined NFL-ready receivers in years. Great hands, elite ball tracking, and a reputation for precise route running were supposed to be his trademarks. But now, some insiders are suggesting that he's struggling to separate against pro-level defenders, missing timing windows, and even appearing unsure in red zone packages. That's not the kind of start that inspires confidence, especially not when the Bears are trying to break free from years of offensive mediocrity. And remember, Ben Johnson made his name with wide receivers. If anyone knows what good looks like, it's him. Still, fans have to ask, is this an overreaction from a perfectionist coach? Or is it a sobering reality check for a young prospect learning the NFL ropes? One possibility that insiders are floating is that Johnson's remarks were meant to be motivational, a classic psychological trick used by many coaches to express a bit of public or semi-public disappointment to light a fire under a player. Could it be that this supposed critique is less about Rome's actual potential and more about pushing him to reach it faster? After all, we're barely into the early install phase of the Bears' new offensive system. Mistakes are normal, even expected, but the timing of this leak, that's what's got everyone talking. It's also worth noting that Ben Johnson is stepping into one of the most high-pressure coaching situations in recent memory. The Bears, despite decades of defensive identity, are now betting everything on offense with a generational quarterback and a young trio of wideouts, headlined by Odunze. For Johnson to express concern, even indirectly, could signal that the urgency to win and look competent right out of the gate is weighing heavily. There's a narrative forming that Johnson may not have been fully on board with the Odunze pick, favoring another receiver or even a lineman. If that's true, then any early struggles by Odunze might confirm Johnson's worst fears and spark internal friction within the organization. What's really catching the attention of league insiders, however, is how quiet Odunze's camp has been. No social media pushback, no agents rushing to correct the record, no coaches or teammates stepping in to say, that's not true, Rome's killing it out there. In the NFL media world, silence often speaks louder than any press conference. And while it's still very early in the process, teams often get their first impression of a player not just through film, but through the way he reacts to adversity. So far, Odunze's response has been quiet. That's not necessarily bad, but it's not what you'd expect from a supposed cornerstone player. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. What makes this even more complicated is that Caleb Williams is reportedly thriving. According to observers at minicamp, Williams is showing poise, arm strength, and pocket mobility beyond his years. but without consistent receivers executing routes and creating separation, even the best quarterbacks can struggle. So now you have a scenario where your QB might be ready for the big stage, but your WR1 is still backstage fumbling with his lines. If these growing pains continue, the Bears may need to shift early season targets toward DJ Moore or even veteran tight ends, while O'Dunn's catches up. That could delay the development of the very chemistry the franchise is banking on. Of course, there's a world in which all this blows over. O'Dunn's could simply be adjusting to the speed and complexity of the NFL. Like countless other rookies before him, remember, Justin Jefferson had critics early in camp. So did Ja'Marr Chase, who famously dropped passes during preseason. Sometimes, the early stumbles are just growing pains that get smoothed out with reps. But Ben Johnson's supposed comment calling O'Dunn's technical level scary low doesn't feel like your typical rookie critique. It feels sharper, more urgent. And it's that urgency that has the fanbase split between panic and patience. Some are even wondering if there could be a hidden injury. Something minor enough to not be disclosed publicly, but major enough to affect performance. Soft tissue injuries, nagging tweaks, or even mental fatigue from the pre-draft process. Those things can sap a player's sharpness without showing up on an injury report. And with how protected top rookies are during OTAs and minicamp, it's hard to get a full picture. But if Johnson really did say what's being rumored, then something deeper might be going on. And if that's the case, expect this to be one of the hottest stories heading into training camp. At the end of the day, the NFL is a results-driven business. The Bears drafted O'Dunn's to be a day-one contributor, not a long-term project. So if his development hits unexpected speed bumps, it puts pressure on everyone from the front office that drafted him, to the quarterback trying to build rhythm, to the coach trying to implement a system built on precision and timing. Whether Ben Johnson's comments were a frustrated observation, a motivational tactic, or a genuine concern, they've opened the door to one of the offseason's most intriguing storylines. Rome O'Dunn's has the talent. Now, all eyes are watching to see if he has the toughness to rise above the noise and prove the doubters wrong. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.